guys?
This is Chasing Speed.
And today we're going to be working on the Infiniti, like always. We're on a tight schedule because my friend has a G37 and I'm going to be doing a motor swap with him. Well, he blew up his motor and he has another motor, so we're going to put another motor in. Unfortunately, I have very little footage of putting the motor back in this car, but I do have some, so I'll cue it right now. Me and Cody here are going to shove this in there. What are some of the problems that we have to make sure we don't run into, Cody?
Well, we got to make sure that we don't hit the fuel lines and the power steering hoses.
Also the steering rack.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it. So let's get to it. Is that to fit it in now or never? Do we have that now? Okay, perfect.
Let's see with this right here. Yep, should fit.
Yeah, Katie. Yep, she'll fit.
Just spit on it.
Shut up. Alright, we need to get the impact underneath here and turn that one up. Okay. Alright, so after a couple hours of me and Cody mingling, he was underneath there grabbing the training, manhandling that thing, and shimmying it around. We actually got it on the engine bolts. See that it's on the engine bolts and show me the other one. Alright, so now we're just going to lower her in for the first time with the headers forward. Yes, we do have to take it off still and cut them with the V-bands, but now I know for a fact they fit for sure, and we have room. We have loads of room actually, which is really awesome. But yeah, Cody, do you want to do the honor and lower her or set her down? She is officially on.
There she is.
Hell yeah. Now, you'll see. Just gonna show them around.
Okay.
Specific things. You can see we have clearance completely here, cleared, and then on this side, complete clearance on the hot side. We have loads of clearance. I don't even think I had to have them notched, honestly. But all right. Now we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna cut it for the V-bands and get these things looking straight, but hell yeah. Twin turbo G37. Stay tuned. All right, now that we're back, we were going to just start working on this thing, obviously as you can see, but he commented how it's really, really dirty, so what do you think? Want to spray it out and clean it up real quick so at least it looks decent?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So we're actually going to clean the car with a rag. I mean, it's not the best and ideal thing to do, I know, but he had commented how the car looks really, really dirty, and I mean, look over here, just this bit, this little piece, it's absolutely filthy. So currently we can't wash the car in the shop, so what we're going to do is use some rags, get with some spray, and clean it up. So yeah, let's get to it. It smells really good, dude. It's looking really nice.
Yeah, it smells good. Also get
right there.
This we're gonna completely take off 3M seal, exactly like the fenders. Have you tried grabbing one of the fenders and pulling it yet?
No.
Grab one of my wide body fenders and try pulling.
Well, the ones that are Bondoed.
All of them are bonded.
Well,
Oh, never
no,
mind.
they are.
Yeah, you're right.
Solid.
Yeah, you ain't ripping that off. It has 3M sealant, completely riveted on top of that, and then welded.
It's gonna take a hot minute.
Yeah, but it'll be super quick.
Also, you might want to get.
The roof.
Yeah, it's nasty.
So honestly, I was really surprised on how easy it was to put this motor back in. Definitely easier to put it in than take it out, don't you agree?
Definitely.
Yeah. So just to all around talk about it before we continue. So this is covering something up because
We got carried away.
in a different video that you guys will see also. So that's being covered up. If you guys see here, we have a whole lot of wiring that I haven't even begun to tackle. I have my starter wire that I spliced or cut completely to extend it. That way I didn't melt it with the muffler. This is my connectors to my ECU. I haven't even shoved them back in the hole yet to plug into the computer. I don't have a battery in here whatsoever. The point is, I'm not trying to hurry this car. I easily could put all this back on right now and probably start this car. Will it have an antifreeze? No. Is it going to be throwing gas out forwards? Obviously, yeah, and all this and all that. My reason is I really want to take my time building this car right. So I'm going to show you guys in depth, in detail, a lot of things, and some things I haven't. And I'm becoming a better YouTuber, and I really do want to start showing you guys those things because I do want to start making daily content. So if you guys have any comments and if you guys have any questions or things that I should do better, please comment them so that way we can do better because we're definitely going to continue doing more and more videos, right? This firewall you had mentioned, and Brandon had mentioned how we could possibly take this, well, not firewall, but this thing out, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking about it. I honestly kind of want to leave it just because it kind of tucks the engine in, and the battery is going to sit here still for a while. I mean, maybe in a year or two we'll move the battery to the back, like we have mentioned of doing several times, but I'm not entirely sure we're there yet. Currently, my plan, like I said, is just do everything right properly and just get it running. I'm not trying to do some crazy power. I'm not trying to do anything too stupid. I'm just trying to get it running reliably. Now, running reliably, are we going to go drift the shit out of it? Yeah. Are we going to go to Brainerd and drag racing? Yeah, definitely all that. And then we'll slowly start stepping it up, like bigger injectors, like starting to do a second engine, which is why I was saying about this kid coming over tomorrow. The guy that we're doing the G35 engine swap for, the deal is I help him with it and I get his blown block. With a blown block, I can sleeve it and then start doing some things that would make it pretty badass.
For sure.
That's the plan. And maybe that's not the motor we go with or not. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm going day by day for the plans. So what is the next things we want to do on this, Cody?
Oh, we want to put the hub assemblies back on and get the spacers and put the tires back on and drop her back down on the ground.
Currently, the hub assemblies, all we did was just put the bolt on. They're not tight whatsoever, so we could show you guys the bolts. For the passenger side of the Infiniti, it has a bolt at the bottom, and then you have your tie rod. Which one? Sorry, if you go like this. There. So on the passenger side, all you have is a tie rod here, which I have electrical tape because I lost that nut. I have to find that nut. And then right underneath here is the other one. And mine's all-wheel drive, which is where a lot of questions come from. And believe it or not, you can just pull these out. It was actually really, really easy when we took them out, and it was really easy putting them back in. As you can see, we also have Megan Racing coilovers with Godspeed Performance camber arms. I'm really looking forward to playing with this adjustability of the fact of lowering the car down as low as we can without scraping ridiculously, because I want to be able to drive this car. Drivability is really important to me. But the fact that at the track we can lower it down a little bit more and change our angles for the front and the back, right? That's super useful, and that's going to be a huge edge on the competitive side. This side's on, and I'll show you guys this side also. There's not much of a difference between the two sides. I will say that very quickly we realized that if you look right here, you see how the driver's side's tucked in for the motor. So it's way easier to slide the motor up when you're taking the motor out from this side. And then if you see on this side, it has a casing that holds the axle, and the casing goes right on the edge of this strut tower. So you're riding it all the way up and down when you're putting in and out this motor. I mean, not that huge of a deal, but I figured I'd accentuate that for the all-wheel drive one. I don't know. Well, I know for a fact that the rear-wheel drive ones don't have that, obviously, because they don't have a transfer case. I'm just going to quickly tighten these bolts up to the hub assembly, and then let's get this thing to look properly. Because if you can see right now, it's just the back tires. This thing's tucking in a lot. None of the tires showing whatsoever. Kind of looks really funky. And the reason that we had to do that was simply that it wouldn't fit on the trailer. And when we tried putting the car on the trailer, it was way too wide. I mean, this thing's a wide girl. We should actually figure out, get a tape measure when we're done, and figure out how wide this car actually is. I don't know the dimensions of this car. I mean, it's not a really long car, so that doesn't matter, but how wide this car is, that's a measurement that we definitely should know.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely that way we know how tight we can take angles and how speed, or what speed goes towards the spacers. We're running so we have officially confirmed it. These are 2-inch spacers. And yeah, I mean, so let's just get started. I know a lot about this car, and I kind of know everything I've done to it. You getting the lug nuts?
You got the adapter?
I need the lug nuts.
Lug nuts are right here.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. The threads on my wheel hub and the threads on my spacers aren't the same. I couldn't find a 5x114.3 thread for. Sorry, that's not the. That's the bolt pattern. I couldn't find a thread that matched it. So what I use is these silver ones are the ones to the wheel hubs, and then the black ones are the ones to the spacers. That's how I know the difference.
Whoa. Yeah.
These spacers, eBay?
Huh? Amazon. I was thinking about what I should name this car, because he was telling me that it should definitely have a name, same way a lot of people have names for the cars, and all I could come up with was Rocket and Skyline, because in Japan this is called a Skyline, and how I just plan on making this thing super fast, like a rocket. But then Cody here came up with a really, really good name, and then he explained why he thought that name was fitting, and I actually now can't think of a better name whatsoever. Cody, explain what you thought of.
so far as most of you don't know or understand about this car is that it has the VQ motor from the GTR. Well, it's the VQ block.
Yeah, the block.
From the GTR. This is also all-wheel drive. We're putting 2 turbos in the front of this thing, and the transmission doesn't have 6 speeds. It has 7. And this is why I've given her the name of Frankenstein. You guys understand that this thing's gonna be a Subaru killer, right? So all you guys that have Subarus,
I actually lost to a Subaru.
you may
Did you hear me?
start commenting now and placing your bets. But I will caution you, don't say I didn't warn you.
The passenger side of the header I can take out, so that is easy to adjust more. The driver's side header is actually perfectly vertical, and we made it intentionally that way. Like, we focused on that one to go 100% true, and that one's a lot harder to take out because we already have it wrapped, and I tightened those bolts before I put the motor in for that side. So in the next video, we plan on working on the header some more. I think now that we can take the passenger side off and mess with the driver's side more, than we have room, we're going to definitely mess with the headers, try and get those done. That way we're able to start putting the body back on and start getting to those electrical wires and start tackling some of these big things that are in the way of getting this car running. But I just thought putting the spacers back on and just sitting her back down on the ground just for a little just feels right after not having the engine for so long, after them being apart. Just let it be together as a whole car, sitting on its own 4 legs for a little, especially since I have to get it all out of the garage so we can do that G35. That was my excuse to having such a push to get this done so quickly. Every time I see this thing just back on its feet, I can't help but smile. This will be the first time that we get to see the car actually on all four wheels down with the front tube chassis. Alright, so let's just give her a real quick tribute. Thank you guys for your time.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
See you guys next time.